Hello, my name's Brett. Thanks for downloading my app, GridDraw. In this video, I'll go over the basics on how to use GridDraw to create simple grid-based graphics quickly and easily. Upon opening the app for the first time, you'll see a screen just like this. Tap the New Grid button on the top right to create your first grid. Now that you've created a new grid, simply tap anywhere on the grid to start a new line. Continue tapping to create new segments or joints. The individual segments of a line are indicated by circles at each joint. You can select individual joints simply by tapping once and tapping again to deselect. To select multiple joints, long press and drag the selection rectangle around the joints you would like to select. To add individual joints to a selection, simply tap and hold. To select all of the joints on a line, simply select one of the joints on the line, then tap and hold that joint. To delete a joint, just hit the Delete Trash Can on the tool panel. To create an arced segment, simply select the segment you would like to create an arc of, then use the Arc tool in the tool panel to create an arc. You can arc multiple segments at once by selecting multiple segments and using the Arc tool as I just described. To set a precise arc value, tap the Arc button on the tool panel and enter the desired percentage in the field provided. To change the line thickness of a line, select at least one joint on the line or lines you would like to change, then press and drag the size slider on the right-hand panel. You can set a precise line thickness by tapping the size button on the tool panel, then entering a number in the field provided. To change the stroke color of a line, tap the left-hand side of the Stroke Fill button on the tool panel. Use the Hue, Saturation, and Brightness sliders to select your desired color. To change the fill color, simply do as I just said for stroke, but with the right-hand side of the Stroke Fill button. You can also change the line butt of a line. That is how it looks at the tips of a line. To change the line butt, simply tap and hold the line butt button on the toolbar and drag to select your desired line butt. You can also change the line join by tapping and holding the line join button on the toolbar and selecting your desired line join. To copy a line, tap the More button on the toolbar and select Copy. An identical copy of your selection will be placed right on top of what you had selected. You can zoom the grid in and out by pinching the grid. You move your fingers closer together to zoom out and move them further apart to zoom in. You can also change the size of the grid frame by tapping and holding with two fingers and pinching out to increase the grid frame size and pinching in to decrease the grid frame size. You can export your image using the Share button on the top right. You can export your image as an image or as Swift code. The size of the image that is exported is determined by your grid frame size. So if your grid frame size is set to 200 by 200, the size of your image will be 200 points, or pixels, as some might prefer. And of course, as you would expect, The standard undo and redo functions are available in GridDraw.